But it seems like we're getting started second at the ESL Clash of Nations by Movistar, powered by Intel, besides that. And I just hear the Spanish people getting more louder and louder, rolling more R's, so this sounds like we're getting into it. Come on. And he says La Finale Huesta. Something I don't understand, but there we go. And there we start off on Mirage, the map that both teams already played today. And in this case has been picked by Endpoint, who were successful at it against the guys from Panthers. The beautiful new skins, the terrorist malls that look so lovely, and it is time to see how it will go. Eichel's takes the lead here together with Smooya, and they're directly pushing on to that A site as we see Rallen having that nade as well as that kit setup. Interestingly enough, not going for a smoke, though he could do that in a better situation. And Endpoint, in just 25 seconds, they have secured themselves that site without any problem. But it's not over yet. Sparrow gets taken down to 9 HP, but Mausino finds Thomas in the end. As well as Sparrow taking on the British talent Smooya, and suddenly from behind, Eichel's has no chance to survive as Amichu puts some shots into his head, but now T-Sac. Possibility for him, don't block each other, get the rolling guy onto the bomb, and it works. No one survives. Endpoint, they get the bomb site easily, but as easy as they maintain and achieve it, as easy they lose it. And that just means Endpoint doing the typical stuff. Smooya, this is kind of expected. Going under that important 2K money barrier. Buying himself at least that deagle up. And he wants to go for it. Rallen takes a little bit of damage there in middle. As now the Sweet gets found by another. Rallen finds as well Thomas and Mausino, Smooya, T-Sac. Oh, Eichel's is the last one. This is all going down very, very fast, which had to be expected, but now it gets interesting. Let's take a look at that. AK coming in from Thomas, AK coming in from T-Sac. Smooya just thinking twice what he shall buy. Attack? Really? Smooya, attack. Not even a deagle. Not even a UMP. No, he directly sticks to 18 bullets, $500. Run and gun, pretty much. He has there with himself. And this is all very aggressive by Endpoint. Silently making it though onto the site. Very early, but once Sparrow spots it, this might fire back massively. There comes first, but Thomas, he gets that. Robin comes in with another, and suddenly Kinguin is only down to 3. The bomb is being planted easily, but Rallen could be the key factor as he sneaks up from behind. Finds one. Robin getting taken down. Tries to come from some more headshot, but might lose his own head very soon as T-Sac rotates over, swings wide, and then there's only a caper to save the day. If that will happen is a different question, as they're now all peeking by 3. If the spray would have been on point, that would have been lovely. But there it comes. Endpoint losing 2, doesn't matter. Back on the track with just a quick buy. And this is incredible. It does not feel like we have already played 3 rounds. That's actually really fast. So when we take a look, only the smokes that are really bought up by the Kinguin side. I mean, we see a flashbang onto Rallen, using it that with the smoke as early as possible. And also a glass cannon Sparrow. His positioning can be very crucial, but there comes the Molotov down to Mausino. Hits the shot though, doesn't matter. Gets taken down in the end, and it's only down to 1 Eichel's. He's the youngest player right now on the battlefield. Not 100% sure what that's... Oh, fancy. As fancy as a posh kid from the UK. Eichel's throws his smokes. That just doesn't give him any opportunities though, as he still has to avoid CT connector and jungle at the same time. Could try to rotate back towards the T-spawn as he still has the time to make a move onto B. But on the other hand, nobody really cares. The bomb is getting planted, and this gives Endpoint now at least some economic help for the next one. Echo stands tight in the corner. No grenade any of the Kinguin players have, and now the position is even known. So with 22 HP, he gotta make it work, and he probably will die in a second, and there he does. Michu finds him. Kinguin on the third. And so we're seeing a team Endpoint that struggles just in the beginning, a slight tiny bit, but we're just way too early into the game to predict anything, any determination. What is on Endpoint though? Smooya taking that AWP. And now it's about Endpoint to play it all around Smooya. Because if he doesn't have his freedom of doing whatever he likes, then he's in a really problematic state. Because he is that kind of solo, puggy type of guy who is insane with the shots and who's insane with the skill. So playing it around him is exactly what he needs. Takes it only as a second guy in this aggression. Actually as a third, to be very accurate. There comes our Echoes leading it. Jumping down already. There should be one short. Michu gets found, but Caper now needs to clean up the mess that has happened. Robin, oh, he's lucky enough that his opponent is running out of bullets, but he's by himself, only on a single point of health. Sparrow Mouse seen on Rallen, looking really strong with this if there would be finally shots incoming from the beardy guy. But they managed to do so. Totally 23 HP that are on the Endpoint side. That retake will be so goddamn difficult, as it now only is a single op able to do something. Takes an aggressive approach around, but Rallen comes from short. Not every angle you can check, and so you have to die at 1 point. 4-1, that's quick. That's really fast, actually. And we were a lot of chatting. Maybe we're gonna directly go on a break. Not 100% sure. Could be also just asking for HP. But Endpoint are back to just the pistols. Only two are forcing themselves up onto some armor, and Sparrow just trying not to die too early against any of the deagles that might come in handy. There we talk about it. Just didn't even want to mention, because usually you're just so much in favor with that AWP, but nope, there's a Smooya coming and he wants to find you with that $700 pistol, and he's hot to do so. Michu gets Thomas in the end, and single Endpoint player just waits for you. You got anything, then Rallen is a little bit faster. 5-1 it is. And just throws down an AK. No one of his teammates can actually give it, as he was trying to throw it over too short. But maybe his throwing arm was a little bit weak. Or something similar. I honestly don't know. Could be just anything, but as we're seeing it though. Taking their time and points. It's time to not repeat any mistakes at that certain skill level they are right now, because it is their pick, right? And with their pick, they need to double think how they want to play this at that point of time, as Kinguin took a good bunch of control so far. Smoking towards middle with Robin. And the difference in both of the teams is that one is basically a mix. The other has a roster at least of 4 people that are consistently playing around 300 maps together. Escaper's the newest addition. He just comes in from behind, hits on T-Sac, and that just disrupts the entire team Endpoint play as they're getting shot from left, right, and center. But Escaper, who goes back from middle, in a matter of seconds, Mausino finds 2, Rallen gets another, and so Kinguin onto the 6-1. It's also quick right now here onto Mirage. The pick of Endpoint, by the way. Next up, we're seeing Cash. And so, it is a British squad with a Greek, and with a Swede. Just down to pistols. And we've seen Smuya. I mean, his deagle shots can be 100% on. He's going to pick first, tries his best. Sparrow. It's the shots exactly as he wants to, but Caper is there, and then having that kind of gun is not very helpful. Robin picks up that AWP, takes the M4 instead. And Michu, he finds him in the end. 7-1. Endpoint, they tried their best. I mean, they really did in this situation, but the pause is more than mandatory at that point. Talk about what just happened, or at least put a break onto that massive momentum Michu and his guys gained. There we see Kinguin actually. Oh, a technical pause. Taking that back. Didn't expect that to be the case, but that gives us a certain time to take a look at that scoreboard with Michu leading 11-3. And Endpoint, single round, they have so far gotten. That single one, I mean, promising is something different. It's round number 3. They made themselves possible. We remember they got the bomb planted the first. Diffuse came in. Second was Eco. And then they bought up the AKs. By surprise, they catched Kinguin. But since then, the guys with the cute little penguin are just so badly up for this challenge. And I just gotta say, whatever we see right here, and whatever we see in this game, it just makes it all a little bit different, right? We usually expect some back and forth from the people who are just playing here, and in this situation, not happening actually. Not happening, and that is unusual is the wrong word, I would say, but on the other hand, you expect way better work by Endpoint on their own mapping, where they took Panthers down in a quite massive fashion. Oh. Thankfully, we're not getting random Twitch ads. I love it. I mean, that's great, right? Getting Twitch ads is what I have the most. I mean, they're never annoying, they're never boring, and they never make me not buy their product. So, that's the best about it. But this break gives us a little bit of time to talk a little bit off the game if you want to. So now we should be good to go. At least I hope so. Yes, and also the game sound is perfectly on point, the way I like it. And so we go. And that pause, unfortunately we don't know what was the actual issue. We would love to take a look behind it, but seems like Kinguin have gained a lot of confidence for that one victory they got here against Movie Star Riders, the local team from Spain who didn't make it into the final. Would have been probably very massive to play there in front of your home crowd. Michael starts with the first one, holds, and tries to get as much control towards middle as possible. Not sure if Michu is affected by the Molotov that lands nearby. Unfortunately, we don't see it, but Sumuya tries to find the first, and he takes Sparrow as he just jumps down from the ticket booth. He gets found in the end as early as possible. T-Sac takes down Mausino, and back to 3 players. Kinguin has to start up something. Shots are raining in onto Rowland. He tries to now stay hidden, but only Caper and Michu can do some work. Bomb takes a long way to rotate. Michu keeps himself hidden as possible. There's not a single bit of a chance that this is continuing like this, and they're finding it in the end. 7-2. Endpoint, that break seemed to be kind of helpful for them. As Kinguin just had lost that one. Not a big deal. They're still down for it, of course, but now we just need to see how they will do it with the guns. And Caper should grab himself an M4. No utility, though, onto him. He has a lot of money, but still doesn't grade up for any grenades in this situation. They're taking it very slow. Endpoint. Everybody has utility. They can make one dedicated push, but as they are just a mixed team for this tournament, I cannot imagine that they have prepared some insane executions beforehand this tournament. So pugging is a little bit their style. Smooya wants to keep himself tight towards a corner where he sees through the smoke. The Molotov is nice to drop it, get anyone towards Underwood, but Mausino stands somewhere totally else, and once he peeks out in the right timing, he might find Endpoint players pushing through if there would not be Rallen, who gets an easy double onto T-Sac as well as Robin. It's the knife that stabs from the back, and the name is called Rallen. And he takes them down step by step. Michu also getting Smooya, and suddenly Endpoint is down to just 2 players. Eccles gets one. Thomas also does the same, but now down to Eccles, and he dies as well. The only player that is a minor, actually, here in this tournament. Dies as last, and so let's take a look at the economy. Yeah, it's okay. Robin on 1.4. That is meh, you could say. But the rest of the team, down to pretty much nothing. Eccles, Thomas, and T-Sac getting himself the AKs on the board. Trying to find anything, but Robin already successful with the P250. Only needs to hit Sparrow as soon as possible, because otherwise that pistol player might come in very helpful, but does not work. The AW key could have been used. Michu stays hidden. The back and forth with the Bizar is a little bit different. And Endpoint can't really make it. The A side they're hitting, they seem a little bit more successful, as they're not 100% committing their king when they do always a little bit of a different setup. There's sometimes one on the wood, sometimes on the first box, but it seems like the coordination is way better onto the B side, as well as that choke point of the apartments makes it a lot easier for the Polish guys. And take a look at that right now. When we take our eyes not off the minimap, we see 5 players that are dedicating towards the A side. Understandable, as the pistols are the only thing Team Kinguin can come up with right now, but Sparrow down here, it might find the right timing, but Thomas can react. The flick onto Sparrow was just well timed and well coordinated, but the 4 versus 4. And Rallen also spotting out a bomb. Helped him out a lot. Eccles can just react to that, as well as a T-Sac who's coming in from behind. Gets stinked though, as Mausino pushes a little bit further. As we see, they're trying their best to get anything done, but Caper, I mean, yeah, there comes. Just a nice try from him. And so we see Kinguin trying their best, making it possible, but in this case, not finding anything more than that. This is just very insufficiently happy. It's just an insufficient play from Kinguin right now. Gaining a lot of rounds in the beginning, certainly start to get a little bit shaky. It's down to Michu. To get as much as possible, gets taken down in the beginning, so now only that B side is open to Smooya with a single point of health. As he finds him. And so T-Sac needs to clean it. The guy with the Greek origin. Still from the UK though. Played for the Working Man actually. One British team. A few people don't know, but Rowland, there he comes as T-Sac thought there's only one to fight. Takes out his knife, turns his back, and suddenly another Polish man comes around the corner. It's a weird mixture by here from Endpoint. Thomas. Robin, just down to the pistols. T-Sac can play only the AK without any bit of utility, so whatever kind of play they want to do, it comes down to the utility of Smooya. Sparrow finds already Thomas. Once more, Smooya has 4 grenades right now on the board. Uses none so far. Gets at least a grenade, which doesn't hit anyone. I mean, he could put it in consideration. You just smoke something towards CT. Rather it doesn't. Taking the control over the B apartments. T-Sac leading that. Paper comes in first, does not hit the shot. This is unfortunate for him right now. Smooya has no chance to survive, except he comes with some insane 4K. Jumping Michu. Denied. Smooya is hot. The shot was on, but he had just had a pressed left click in the right point of time. Didn't work in the end. So as we see, by the way, if you're kind of confused, this is not the Gfinity endpoint. This is the mixture endpoints. Getting back to it, so Endpoint coming with 1 Caper is there for hot for free, and he's just having a good time there onto the B side as Rowland helps to finish off what he has started. Smooya shoots. Oh no, he announces himself already. Why would he do that? That's a little bit weird, but still, 11-4. An Endpoint. Down by a good bunch of points right here. Good one. Endpoint. Not enough points. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm stopping right here. I was trying, but you know, anyway, seeing right now, Michu up 17-9. All we see around on 14-6. So one of the most beautiful beard. I mean, Pasha has his biceps, and Rowland should call him Rowland Beard. That doesn't sound that cool. I guess. Rowland Beard? No. No, that's not that good. Anyway, Eccles. USPS shots now need to be so much on point as they're trying their best. Robin getting pretty much flashed through, doesn't see anything as the Glocks are coming in right now onto him. Rowland finds T-Sack, that's an important one, but Robin went for 1 HP! He gets a double and he keeps Endpoint alive in this. Man advantage is onto the UK team. But Michu finds one, they're keeping it at least a little bit delayed. As long as there's no diffuse coming through, it all looks good. Sparrow still tries to go for the duels, there's one coming, but Eccles. He holds him up in the end, so that 11-5 it will be. Endpoint are still making their way onto this. And Eccles this time a savior. Gets himself an M4 as well. And Kinguin just down to the classic, you know, saving as much as possible. Maybe get something close to the $2,000 barrier. That limit that you shouldn't just overdo, because, you know, you want to buy next round something proper, do so. Sparrow, though, gets taken down early on first movie. Robin finds Michu as well on the other side. They're in top mid, and that is a classic one for Endpoint. Eccles tries to do something with the M4, makes it work onto Mausino, and so only a Caper is left who gets at least one. They're lining up, but in the end, the $300 pistol is no magic tool. When it comes down, taking multiple opponents, lining up. I mean, it's kind of sad how the P250 actually got nerfed, in my opinion, but on the other hand, I understand it. As a lot of people complained, you know, a $300 pistol can one-shot headshot me, but my M4 for 3.1k, you know, it's a different conversation. But anyway, Mausino starts off as he gets Smuya, while on the other side, Eccles finds Mausino, and they're trading frags so much. The advantage is though onto Kinguin. 3 players are already in their coffin. A sneaky Michu is on the way. Is he at the right timing to get Eccles? He's not even interested in it. So, oop, look behind you. T-Sack finds him off guard as he's looking in the wrong direction in the wrong point of time. Thomas denying any further pushes. Caper are still making it through. Same goes for Sparrow, and there's a head being ripped off onto that B site. 2 are playing it onto Kitchen. T-Sack as well as Eccles need to make a retake as soon as possible, because otherwise, economically speaking, they're in a little bit of a tricky situation. T-Sack stands close. T-Sack gets taken down from Caper, and so it's only on to Eccles, who gets found by Sparrow as well. 12-6 it is. The fists are being pumped. Bumped. Pump. Yeah. Main language English. No, but as we see, Endpoint are now only trying their best with the pistols. If Kinguin, if we imagine that they get this round, then it will be Endpoint just losing another one to Kinguin. 13-6 it will be. Then they got the guns up, and then they need to make it work, because otherwise, might find a problem. Silent everywhere around the map. Just before the storm will hail into them, or more likely onto them. Funny thing about this team of Endpoint, majorly a mixture. Adam Eccles, 17 years old, plays for Radix right now. Smuya has no organization. Besides that, he's benched. Robin plays for Singularity. So all that mixture, all of this mixed lineup has made it into the final of the Clash of Nations. Representing the UK, by the way. Smuya finds 2, just with that USPS, and he's hot. He loves that gun, as it seems. Tries for another one onto Mausino, but it does not work at that point of time. Only a Thomas left, and a Thomas with armor and a ZZ might make it possible. Has the Fuchsias now, which is a beautiful skin, but Sparrow, he finds him before. And that is now the round of Endpoints. This is where it just basically matters so goddamn much. If Kinguin loses this, it can properly buy a little bit up. Not that much when you take a look at Sparrow, but it works to get something on board, even if it's just UMP or some pistols. While on the other hand, if Endpoint loses this round, will be 14-6 for Kinguin and an eco or some squishy kind of force on the British site. Kinguin, all the utility they have. Rowland seems to use his smoke for a little bit of a distraction towards middle. Smoke in the window. Yeah, works more than fine. A 60-second mark, leave Endpoint ice cold. No overly big aggression we're seeing from them. Thomas is not affected by the flame at all. So it's Michu. Oh, it's the right close. He sees the barrel off Thomas. He shoots before. That could have nearly backfired as the last few shots were not on point at all. Michu finds a double Robin as well as T-Sac. They gotta swallow that bitter pill of a pole who kills just too many of them. Already on a free K in this round. 7 more bullets in the magazine. There he finds a Smooya with the last bullet in the magazine. Does not even take the AWP of 4K. And as we're seeing it going back and forth in the beginning, where Endpoint actually got the third round, then on the board, it is Kinguin now taking full terrorist control. Wants to play tight, hopes to meet a pole just in a second to get him off guard. Caper he gets. Michu does not let himself be fooled. Michu getting it all once more. Axe as well as Robin taking that so quick, and T-Sac is the last one to be alive. To scout, he can be the king with that, but gotta make it work. Fast plays he wants to do, and fast plays are he's getting hold off just by that smoke. It directly pops in front of his feet, holds the body steady for a second, and so he's getting stuck in that certain moment. Mausino finds him, and a 15-6 is set. Team Endpoint buying up as much as they can on our map number 1 in the grand final of the Clash of Nations. It's that final round they need. They choked so much against Movie Star Riders on Mirage as well as on Overpass. They shouldn't try to repeat it. They're approaching the right bomb site already. And if T-Sac does not get crazy with his Max 7, that might not work. But in this case, as we see, only one he gets. Caper down to 12 HP. They're waiting so long right now into the apartments. Sparrow is at least grabbing it, but there's a classic saying that says whoever wins the 15 does not go any further, and it seems like this is going to be the case. Mausino alive against just 3, gets one headshot, gets another. This is Smooya getting taken down, and only Eccles is alive. The 17-year-old prodigy from the UK. Now it's just time to not get hit off guard. The MP9 is not known for being a good long-range weapon. But he makes himself move into kitchen, and they're not going to meet. The eyesight, both of them not make it possible. Mausino, we will meet Eccles in a second though, because he checks it from CT. Oh no, and he takes out the bomb. Eccles finds him, 15-7. It goes a little bit longer. They're still not the best spy here on Endpoint. I mean, 3.6 on Robin, for example, who does nothing on himself right now. But when you take a look at that buy, I mean, Robin has to downgrade to the FAMAS, while Thomas as well as Muya are playing some rather cheap guns. Good bunch of control Eccles takes here, putting himself close to A main, hoping that anyone runs into his crosshair in a matter of seconds. The lovely thing about Sparrow, though, that he's once more, like mentioned in the beginning, not that crucial kind of insane frag movie killing type of guy. His shots are just on. Consistency is very often key. And there they start. It's Kinguin going for the aggression, and that aggression seems to find the destination A. Forcing some rotations in, as it is Muya going right now towards jungle, and he makes stabs Mousino. He wants to find him, and Rala is a little bit too aggressive. The MP9 gets exchanged right now. Wait, no, Muya sticks to it? No, just for 1 second I thought, wait, why would he do so? But free AK, nobody says no to that. If there wouldn't be Micho finding Robin, then it would have been an